So looking at Bitcoin right now, I actually might be closing all my longs. I'd be much more interested in getting in at a discount of the external. So that's the external range, right? So from this previous all-time high to the swing low, that's the external range that we're trading within. So from within this range, we're currently, I'm going to change the music because this is like the lyrics are fucking turning me insane. Let me do something a bit more chill. So yeah, I'm actually very tempted to close all longs right now. As you can see, we're trading at external range premium. And then if we go to the 4 hour, you can see that we've actually broken structure, so it would have been nice to have held this breaker block, right? And you can see, so this is, we hit a premium of this range and rejected with quite a bit of energy. This is also internal range liquidity, right? So internal range buy side, and we formed displacement. You can also see it's quite a large gap in fair value that lines up with the breaker block. I'm actually going to set this alert right fucking now. We'll get an initial in at 68,162. Simply layer entries in at breaker block, so 68,439, 68,946, and yeah, I'd probably just go 69,179. Stop loss would be 77.40. See where the break of structure is. So we've got structure held here, come down, made a nice energetic move to the upside, but then we broke. This is the structure break, right? That's the structure break. And with our daily bias in mind, we know that price is currently trading at an external range premium, and pulling from the recent energetic move, our optimal trade entries are at a discount within this fair value gap, right, on the daily. I'm going to be waiting for this. Daily setup, so you know, something like that, and then I want these highs targeted, right? That's when I'd be looking for buy side liquidity to be grabbed. It's hard for me to keep my bias up to date for you guys, which is why I recommend you guys get into these live streams with me, because I'm able to show you what my bias is, and I've got enough free time to actually have a look properly. I haven't had much free time this week to actually look. I'm going to go ahead and close all my long entries. That's kind of how confident I am right now in this market structure, not holding short term and simply shorting the retracements. So this would be the long setup for me, and I'm looking for the 4 hour. This is the short setup, right? So this area in fair value, and the breaker block is the short setup. We've got general range liquidity swept. I'm gonna set this alert. Sorry guys. So I'll be one moment while I do that in Pro Alerts. So just make it look pretty. If you guys have any chart requests as well, let me know, and we can go over some charts, whatever you would like me to look at. Yeah, right now I'm interested in a short Sol and Pepe. Yeah, cool. No worries. I've got a shitload of limit orders open for setups right now. So what I'm gonna do is close SHIB. Hold on. Block queries. Reopen alerts. Sorry guys, I just want to keep track. Okay, cool. Eng I'm happy to keep open because it's a fair retracement before continuation, so we'll keep the limits open on Eng. But I'm simply going to set my token. We're up 36% on the token setup. So we'll set stop loss at entry, and we'll set stop loss at entry for. Actually, let's have a look at API 3 quickly. API 3. Right, so we hit discount. Cool. I'm okay with holding this as well throughout the downside, throughout the potential drawdown. So API 3, we won't set SL at entry yet. Because we're up at a decent whack on token, we'll set SL at entry. Okay, you close up looking to enter again. Yeah, that's cool, man. That's the setup for API 3, right? So if you were following along on my alert, that's cool. I am looking for a retracement right now. My bias has flipped short-term bearish. Let me update token SL 0.14414 was the entry, so that's that entry now. SL's that entry for that. I'm ready to layer in on API 3. I'm gonna keep. Also gonna keep bonk open. Yep. So I'll keep bonk entries open as well. And yeah, that's it for now. So yeah, we'll remain we'll keep that going for now. Everything remains the same. But yeah, so bias is definitely flipped short-term bearish for me. I'm gonna post a short Bitcoin alert right now. Let's clean it up and make it presentable for whoever decides to follow. There's our entry points. Stop loss. And our targets can be new standard deviation. So no, that's not the standard deviation I'm going to use. That's the standard deviation. No, that's the standard deviation I'm going to use. So we'll target lows. Alright, oh god. Alright. Black. Oh no. No, we don't want that black. We want that red. I want this black. I want the line black. I want that dark red. And I want to save this as target. 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 Fuck yeah. These equal lows look nice too. So we'll go for those because that's heading into the point of interest on the daily, right? So that's what we're looking for. You know, 200 MA retest would be nice as well. So our final target is the 200 MA retest. Oh no, it's not. But that would be where we consider flipping long with the daily range. Will Sol be affected by ETH ETF and might go downtrend? I don't like to trade news. I recommend not trading news events either. What I have on Sol is, so we have a sell side sweep, right? Then pulling fibs from the recent energetic move. So this is our current dealing range. These are the entries I'm interested in. Lines up with a fair value gap, right? Optimal trade entry. I'm interested in a 159.37 initial. We went over this last stream, I think, and I actually set a pro alert for this. Let me just, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm gonna set this first. This alert. So, short BTC at 68.162. We'll go 10x, go whatever amount of leverage you're comfortable with. The targets are 67.488, 66.616, 65.814. We'll go one more target, so the final target will go for the fair value gap low, 64.600. 600. Our stop loss is 70. We'll go 7,800. We've got layered entries at 68, 655, 68, 946, and 69, 179. Extremely ugly, this chart, but I might use fibs. I'll just get rid of the targets because the entry range is what matters, right? So our premium, our entry range. See if OTE lines up okay with what I'm looking at. Yeah, so it lines up lines up okay. Yeah, okay. Let's just stick with this for now. Sorry guys, I just want to keep pro alerts and the community ready for what I'm looking at. So bias is flipped short term, bearish, H4 break, a bullish structure. I'm interested in a potential bias flip to bullish once we see a true manipulation move of the current daily consolidation range that we're trading within into range discount and the fair value gap below lining up with optimal trade entry range. Interesting, the standard deviation of the up close candle before this recent displacement move, so that's how we get our potential where we can look for price to potentially reverse. It's actually lining up very well with this daily range as well, so we're just adding further confluence to this potentially playing out. So trading at premium, right, of the external range. Optimal trade entry range lines up with discount of the external range as well. So this is a high probability in my opinion. OTE range on the fibs also lines up with discount of the external range, adding further confluence to support the current bias and anticipation for the daily range bias flip to bullish. I like that. So let's. Hopefully that makes a bit of sense. So do you guys get what I'm saying? Is waiting for an energetic move to the upside and going extra leverage a good strategy for short-term trades? Those peaks are high when they hit the order block. I'm actually not sure what you're trying to say there, man. Do you want to maybe post a chart or a visual on what you're trying to say, because maybe that'll help me understand what you're trying to get at. Can you show how to find order blocks? Yeah, no worries. So order blocks are quite simple, but order blocks are also, not every order block are important, right? So you want to see quite an energetic move come from an order block. So a bearish order block, we'll draw it first because it's a lot easier to kind of see the visual with just lines compared to the chart itself. So I'll give you a visual. I've also gone over this on in my previous recording, so if you do end up wanting to learn some other stuff, I've gone through this stuff before in previous weeks. So we've got consolidation, right? We're building a range. We see an energetic move that sweeps sell side, followed by a distribution move. So we got a sell side sweep. This area here, you might have a cluster of down close candles, or you may just have one single down close candle that is important here before displacement, and then you get an energetic move to the upside. This is what you could define as a potential order block, right? So then what you're looking for is the same thing. So this is showing us a willingness for price. So price broke through resistance. I'm in long on SSL levels. You want to see displacement once sell side swept, which is definitely a model. But let me keep going with order blocks for now. So people trading within this consolidation range have been swept out of the market by this move, right? So you've swept sell side, and then we've got an energetic move to the upside that swept the buy side. And down here, so a bullish order block is a down close candle or a cluster of down close candles before a energetic move to the upside. And now we can consider price to respect bullish order flow. So people that didn't get, so big players that didn't get into this initial move up, that was caused by another big player, another group of big players, they then look to manipulate price back into the order block before continuation to fill their orders, right? So anyone who missed this move, the big boys that have big money to move price, they then drive price back down. They sweep this internal range liquidity and break structure, and then continue to the upside. So it's essentially, it's a bullish order block is a cluster of down close candles before a move to the upside. So you've got cluster of down close candles, and then you get a strong move to the upside, and a bearish order block is inverse. So it could be a cluster of up close candles for an energetic move to the downside, right? So they're sort of your areas and order blocks. So looking back and trying to find order blocks that are significant, the easiest way to kind of start getting visuals for order blocks is to look at historical data, right? Because historical data is going to show you that order blocks are respected. Is the sell side sweep before distribution pump necessary for the order block? Not necessarily. So you might have fair value line up with an order block, right? So you might have trying to find a visual example for you. It's probably easier if I go on a lower time frame compared to the daily. So like these moves here, you see the fair value gap? There's a fair value gap that lines up with this bearish order block. Yeah, so that's an error. It's showing you that price made a dramatic turn from this order block. So this order block here created a fair value gap displacement. It's telling you that price is making a willingness, is showing a willingness to continue down. So once we hit this low, you're then looking for a retracement back up into this specific order block, because what does it have? There's a fair value gap that lines up with the order block. And I bet you, if we pulled fibs from this high to this low, it would line up pretty nicely with optimal trade entry as well. Yep. So your 0.5 is your equilibrium. You're expecting price to trade into a premium, into points of interest, and then continue to the downside, right? And then you're looking for this low to be swept, and before potential reversal. So this order block was also respected. So this would have been a dope short trade, obviously. Hindsight's 2020, but I'm just trying to show you that the concepts are applicable on any time frame as well. You can scalp price action like this. So we saw here internal range buy side liquidity was swept. When you see a fair value gap as well, let's get rid of all this shit. When you see a fair value gap again as a fair value gap form as well, if you look to the left and you see an inverse fair value gap, that kind of strengthens the probability of that area being. How do you find the fair value gap? So between wicks, so you got the body of this wick, so you've got this wick and that wick. The body in between those two wicks, so the candle's body is a fair value gap. Does that make some sense? So can you, this is an easy one. So you can see this large body, right? This energetic move, this large body. This wick, the wick previous, and the wick just after the body is your fair value gap. Make sense? Yep. So not every fair value gap is important though. The reason why this one is important is because price showed you that it formed a bearish order block and showed a willingness to head down. And we've also got the confluence of the inverse fair value gap. So when you look to the left, so when you see this fair value gap, so when you see this fair value gap, look to your left and you'll, if you see an inverse fair value gap, so we see there's a fair value gap here, inverse, that was mitigated with this down close move. Oh shit. With this down close move. And then we see another fair value gap here, right?
Stay in the moment.
It's a large cluster in fair value.
Next, at least when it comes to
and
music.
look how price respected
Spotify
that.
Premium lets you
Tapped
play
into the
albums
bearish
and
order block and
playlists
then
in any order.
continued the downside
No
move.
ad breaks, just uninterrupted music listening without limits. Tap
And
the
that's
banner
obviously
to
your
learn
stop
more.
loss. You're targeting lows. So you're targeting lows. Make the move to the upside. We hit that low.
Did you know you can find your
Bearish order
favorite
block
artist
was
concerts on
respected.
Spotify?
We then hit this low.
Tap the button to see a list of upcoming, personalized live
Low
and
was
virtual
taken.
events just for you.
But then we saw a bit of a trend shift here, right? But this is just so this is the external range to this. So you've then got this bearish order block that's significant, that was untouched. You see price tapped into it and showed a willingness to continue to the downside, right? This was the trend shift. Why was it the trend shift? We saw consolidation with a sell side sweep followed by displacement that broke bearish structure. Once you get your head around this stuff, it's hey Rabbit, how are ya? Once you get your head around this stuff, it's quite eye-opening and interesting to see. So just keep practicing, keep training your eye to look for those things. But hopefully that gave you a bit of a look into order blocks. So you even see here, bullish order block, retested. We're currently seeing continuation outside of that order block, so it's showing us that there's a potential interest. There was a potential interest within that order block, right? And the reason why that's an important, why this is an important order block, because it's the down close candle followed by displacement. Is market again in bearish mode like 2 weeks back? As I said before, I'm currently bearish because we broke bullish structure. So speaking of which, I haven't even set my Bitcoin short alerts, so I'm going to set those before we continue. Yeah, do you see what's happening here? I'm still ultimately bullish. I'm just short-term bearish, right? So we've seen a break in structure. We've seen a break in price structure. It lines up perfectly with this fair value gap. We had an internal range liquidity sweep followed by displacement. We're trading at the daily range premium. So there's confluence telling us that we should be looking for entries at range discount. We don't trade at we don't look for long entries at a range premium. We're not expecting a reversal from here. It can happen, but we're not expecting one from here. We don't. That's the probability of that happening is 50-50. You're just guessing. So we want to be buyers at a discount, right? Just read what I wrote in the pro alerts anyway, because I won't keep banging on about Bitcoin. We know what my bias is. Can you do an analysis on WIF? Yeah, no worries, man. We can do that. We'll go to Sol first. I think old mate asked for Sol. I'm just gonna get my lady to make me a green tea quick. So we'll hit Sol first. Oh, we already did, yeah. So this is what I'm waiting for on Sol. I'm looking for higher time frame trend shifts before looking for lower time frame sort of intraday. So I don't really look for intraday setups during the week because of work. I don't have time to manage trades while I'm working, obviously. So with shorter time frame charts like 1 hour, 15 minute. Stuff like that, I want to be in front of the computer to be able to manage the trades. So basically what I'm trying to do throughout the week is form a bias, and then I'm looking for weekly swings, which is what you see me post a lot of the time in pro alerts, and why it takes a long time, or what people define as a long time compared to other setups, is because I'm simply looking for swings. I'm not interested interested in trying to manage intraday setups while I'm working. It's just too difficult. So, and if you can catch 1 or 2 moves on a daily range a week, you're good. You know, if we get a 159.37 initial entry and then price chads and reacts nicely, and we go from 160 to 190, you know, highs, that's because once we hit this area, this particular area, optimal trade entry that I'm looking for, we've shown a willingness that price could be looking for buy side liquidity now, right? So I don't see a reason why we can't ultimately head above 200 once we hit the daily range targets that I've laid out here. So this is the high probability setup I have for Sol, and one that I'll definitely be watching. So yeah, I'm just remaining patient for now. Yeah, like if we look here, we kind of just swept internal range buy side and showed a willingness to continue to the downside, to be honest. This breaker rejected, right? I'd be looking to even, you know, you could consider a short setup on Sol. 169.5, 170.2, 170.8. Stop loss would be up here, 172.34. Yeah, we'll see what happens anyway. Right now, yeah, I'm short-term bearish, as I said, so I'm going to be sticking to that. I can obviously be wrong as well, so don't think I can't can't be wrong, because everyone's wrong. Best traders in the world are wrong, so have to be prepared for that. While we use stop losses right, as long as we're still ultimately profitable, it doesn't matter if we hit a few stop losses. That's all part of the game. And if you can't stomach that, get used to stomaching that. If you're not able to stomach it, I think you're most likely risking too much, and that's okay. Everyone goes through that at some stage. I went through it at some stage, but you need to form a high quality risk management plan that's able to. It's going to be a lot better for your emotional and mental health. So a lot of the fear and a lot of fear in setups not playing out is fear of the unknown. So have a trading plan. Don't just ape into shit just because someone else in the chat did that. Yeah, you need to be accountable for your own actions. Trading is very systematic, so you need to be ready for that and prepared for shit not to go your way, because that's just part of it. If losing hurts, and even if you have a sound risk management plan and you don't like losing, then trading probably honestly isn't for you. So what was after Sol? Pepe. This shit's been going fucking absolutely fucking wild. Crazy. We had this entry. Where were we? Oh yeah, here. See you fucking later. Check out Bella, yeah, no worries. Yeah, so this was the re-entry that I was looking at on Pepe earlier this week. Tapped an optimal trade entry range, order block before displacement. We hit that, just fucking sent it. And that's your stop loss, right? Below the sell side sweep before the order block and displacement. That's your stop loss. We didn't even come fucking near it. Um, honestly, Pepe's got to calm down at some point. And with the bearish bias in mind, see here, what's this? It's only small, but this is how precise these can get. The value gap. Say the 15 minute. Yeah, that's this is valid. So internal range buy side swept, followed by displacement, right? I love trading these models. So this is the breaker, that swept buy side. You've got a large amount of fair value. So this entire range would be an area I'd be interested to layer in. You could scalp this. Your stop loss would be 171, 171.50. Just above that if you wanted, or if you wanted a more protective stop, you could have your stop at this high, 172.50, and your targets would be the lows, right? So this is a valid setup too. You can definitely try and play this. So I'll leave that up to you, obviously. If we pull fibs from here to here to form optimal trade entry range, look how well they look up. They line up with almost complete mitigation of this range that we're talking about right now as a point of interest. So this area here is interesting. We want to be sellers at a premium, right? I like the look of this. I won't call it in pro alerts. I'm not going to call everything that I see during stream in pro alerts. I'll leave these setups for you guys that take the time to join the streams. So I'll leave this open for you for now. If you do want to follow along, I'll just leave this open and you can set your limits. Sup Nick bro, how are ya? You're not bad, dude. Just cruising. Just cruising. Nothing crazy. Velo's gone crazy. Yeah, well, if it's gone crazy, it's probably too late. I'm not interested in chasing momentum. That's a good way to get absolutely smoked. So we'll have a look at Velo anyway and see whether there's a potential entry. But otherwise, I'm not interested in chasing momentum. Oh, it's not going crazy? That's cool, yeah. Sweet. We'll have a look. Cheers. Oh, I'm just going to say goodnight to my son. I'll be 2 seconds. You're back. So what the fuck were we even doing just then? Were we looking at Velo? What was I talking about before that? Can't even fucking remember. Anyway. Oh, we're talking about Pepe and the short. Did you guys get what you wanted from the Pepe chart? There's definitely an intraday setup right here, so it's definitely an area I'd be interested in layering, getting some entries in. Um, we'll look at Velo soon. Actually, I think there was something else after. Before that, sorry. Yeah, whiff, that's it. We'll have a look at whiff first. Oh, okay. Yeah, all good, bro. This shit's fucking gone fucking crazy, right? So, well, short term anyway. Um, I did mention, I posted this today. In Prola, it's e-learning programming, mate. No, I've done a lot of shit. Um, they're just old bookmarks. I need to get rid of them, to be honest. But yeah, I've done a little bit of programming, and I'm into cybersecurity at the moment. So, but yeah, I'm interested in these price points. I feel like WIF is definitely heading for buy side liquidity. So I posted this in Pro Alerts today, but I wanted to look for a retracement before entering. So, but yeah, I definitely feel like WIF's starting to head right into a buy program. So what do you see here? We saw price head up from an order block, retrace back down. We had a consolidation range here. We swept internal range liquidity, so the manipulation move. This is a little power of 3. So this is a little power of 3. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. But so to me, it looks like we're in a buy program. I want to get in at a retracement though. So I entered at 3.2 after the manipulation. Where's 3.2? For long up to 4.5. Yeah, 3.2 is quite high. But that's alright, man. Like whatever works for you. Are you trading the intraday setup? Yeah, see, 3.2 wasn't too bad. Personally, I would have pulled fibs from here to here. 3.15 would have been the entry I would have been looking at for this. Honestly, it's not a structure I like to trade personally, so I'm not too interested in it right now. But I'm definitely looking for a long setup to take significant buy side liquidity, right? So this daily chart is most interesting to me. I'd probably personally be looking to get in at this order block. So 3.0925 sort of initial entry, but we'll see anyway. I'll be watching this. If it goes along with my short-term bearish bias, right, we might see something like this before continuation, right? So I'd be prepared for this to play out. But yeah, so I'll be watching for something like that. So awesome, thanks for the input. Yeah, no worries, man. I agree, structure isn't anything crazy. I'm thinking market trends into the purchase as well. We've been halting compared to Pepe and Kong. Yeah, so this is showing, the chart's showing us a willingness to continue to the upside and head for buy side liquidity now, right? So I am quite concerned with these relative equal lows. They were never swept. But this trend shift here is the important part, right? Unless we see a break of structure, unless we see something like this, you know, I'm not, oh Jesus, don't worry about the bottom bit there, but unless we see this area swept with energy, you you could simply just try and get in on the trend right now. This area would be the structure to hold currently. So that's whiff. Velo, let's have a look at Velo. We'll get it off Qcoin because Qcoin's fucking probably got scam wicks everywhere. Yeah, OKX is okay. So wait to the daily for Velo. Fuck off. Looks like price is starting to enter a sell. Oh Jesus Christ! Shit's bottomed hard. Could be a great spot buy, to be honest. I'm definitely seeing a willingness for price to continue to the upside. I don't see a reason why you wouldn't have a go at just simply entering in spot. Like, imagine if price by some fucking miracle hits previous all-time high again. What you think is the bottom? With spot buying, man, it's the bottom isn't very important. I'd layer in an entry there. I'd layer in an entry here for spot. What do you see in between there? Fair value gap. I'd layer an entry into this bullish order block. I'd layer in an entry at these relative equal lows. And that would probably be it, because I would want this structure to hold, right? So these would be the entry ranges for spot. I don't know whether there's actually leveraged contracts. I don't know whether you can trade. No, you can't. Oh yeah, you can on a couple of exchanges like MEXT. But yeah, I would definitely be looking at a spot buy. This is showing us a willingness for larger buyers stepping in. So yeah, I'm not interested in any sort of leverage setup on Velo. Obviously it's pretty much fucking down only, higher time frame, so there's no real. I'd only be interested in a spot buy on Velo. I wouldn't be trading it in leverage personally. So I think I mentioned we'll move on anyway, but yeah, that's the spot kind of entries if you're interested in them. I think someone mentioned JUP. I'm actually curious of JUP's trend compared to Sol. What's your thoughts? Well, it's part of the Sol ecosystem, right? So if Sol does well, JUP's probably gonna follow. Daily bullish order block. We've kind of got a bit of a reaction from a retest of it, but nothing special yet. So I was interested in JUP. I think it was last week, but a trade kind of bored the shit out of me, so I'm pretty sure I just fucking nuked it, got rid of it. Equal highs. There is a fair value gap within this daily bullish order block. We kind of did tap it. I'd be looking, see how we're consolidating right now. I'd be looking at a AMD. Take these equal highs. We're looking at something like that. Obviously, we'd be looking for the buy side liquidity, potential profits. Yeah, you could play that, but there's nothing really special about this structure for me to be interested in playing a setup on it right now. Um, yeah, it's not very clean. So I'd be looking at the 4-hour consolidation sweep into this fair value gap, into the daily bullish order block. So manipulation, distribution, right? Do you think that alts will keep going up, or are you bearish on the entire market in general? So if I'm bearish on Bitcoin, I'm bearish on the entire market in general, because if Bitcoin moves down at the moment, altcoin's going to move with it. You find that if Bitcoin stays stagnant and if BTCD starts to drop and Bitcoin price remains quite stagnant, that's when you see alts really run. We haven't had a proper alt season yet, so that's going to be very interesting. Right now I'd be focused on what Bitcoin's doing, and right now Bitcoin broke 4-hour structure. So we've got our initial entry, and we kind of wicked into it and rejecting it right now, but we'll see what happens anyway. I'm not fussed if we do hit stop loss, because to me the high probability trade setup is what are we trading at right now? Can anyone tell me? I've been banging on about it during this stream, and I bang on about it in other streams. What's this from this high to this low? Can anyone answer that question? I bet you David can. Yeah, Ahmed, there's nothing wrong with taking profits on any trade, mate. So if you haven't taken any profits yet, that's almost a 2x in spot. So don't marry your bags is a good saying. Yeah, so it's the external range, David, right? So from this high to this low is the external range that we're trading within on the daily. Yep, we're trading at a premium of the external consolidation range. And if we pull our fibs, this is interesting. This is an interesting breakdown, David. So I think you like this. I did mention this earlier, and why I'm sort of bearish right now. So if we pull fibs from this low to this high, so the recent displacement move before the current retracement, where do you see the 0.62? It lines up almost perfectly with the external range equilibrium. And then what do we have here below? External and internal range fair value gap lines up with 0.705, which is what everyone considers the golden pocket or the optimal trade entry in the optimal trade entry range. So and the 0.79 lines up with almost complete mitigation of the fair value gap. So I'm more inclined to want to get long entries in from an internal and external range discount. So yeah, Peter and I were discussing about the same levels in the MRNG. What the fuck's that? But yeah, no, that's good that you guys are thinking about that, because that's definitely a point of interest. Oh yeah, in the morning. Yeah, cool, bro. Sorry, dude, I'm fucking brain dead right now. So yeah, it's just added confluence to support, you know. I'm sure you've seen, David, we swept internal range liquidity and broke the short-term bullish structure. So I'd be more inclined to get we've also got the inverse. Sorry, I'll flip bullish here only if we close above the daily FVG we're in right now. Which daily FVG are you talking about, bro? You talking about this fair value gap? Yeah, so we could close above that. But yeah, right now it's I'm more inclined on a short-term bearish bias, simply because we're trading from a technical perspective. We're trading at a external range premium, right? And this just lines up really well. So optimal trade entry on the internal range that we're trading within right now lines up really well with external range discount as well. So I'm just closing a daily candle above it is bullish in my opinion. Yeah, inverse fair value gaps work, but I've seen inverse fair value gaps work better. So like this one, for example, this inverse fair value gap. Why would this one potentially work better? Is because we have a fair value gap within. So this fair value gap was mitigated by this displacement. So we've got. So anytime I'm looking for a fair value gap, I look to my left, and if I see an inverse line up with a recent displacement move that mitigated this fair value gap and turned it into an inverse fair value, like look at the accuracy on that. So you got your inverse, you got the displacement that mitigated that inverse. Look at that fair value gap entry. I'm not very interested in. I'm short-term bearish as well, but just evaluating other possible. Oh, for sure, man. No. I'm not trying to shit on your analysis, by the way, dude. I respect your outlook. You're a fellow SMC homie, mate. So don't think I'm shitting on your analysis. I'm just simply. I just don't think every inverse fair value gap or any. Not every inverse fair value gap, not every fair value gap, not every order block, not every sell side or buy side sweep is significant, right? Not every breaker block is significant. There's definitely more significant areas than others. So, like, there's plenty of people, and I'm sure you know, David, that they learn fair value gaps and they just try and trade every fair value gap they see, or they learn order blocks and they try and trade every single order block that they see, and it's not how you trade. Like there's more context to the concepts. So you need your higher time frame bias. Where are we in the external range? Where are we in the current dealing range internally that you're trying to frame the setup within? So if we're at a range premium of the external range, we trade into an inverse, I'm not looking for this inverse to hold. You see, this inverse was significant because we formed displacement here, swept up, so we're showing a trend shift. This was the break of structure, and then the retest into this fair value gap gave us the recent move to the upside. But why was this fair value gap important, and why was it a potential area of interest? Look at the inverse as well. So we had a fair value gap here that swept sell side before a trend shift. We've got what else do we have here? A bullish order block, right? So we have three areas of confluence, and these are significant. This is significant. Why is that? because we swept a significant area of sell side liquidity. So within this consolidation range, we swept the sell side and shifted trend and broke structure. We then retraced into the fair value gap after this fair value gap is important because it swept a significant point of interest. It swept sell side and shifted trend, causing displacement, making this fair value gap important, forming an order block as well. And what did this fair value gap mitigate? The recent fair value gap before it that swept sell side. So that's where this inverse becomes an important area as well. And we crabbed around, we mitigated fair value, we tapped into the bullish order block. So you've got this whole pocket here is significant, and you can see the subsequent move to the upside. But this area was an important part of price action. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Because once we've swept sell side of a consolidation range, where do we go next? Where should we head next? Buy side. But we're trading at a range premium right now. So I'm interested in this move. I'm interested in seeing a discount. Look at the 0.62, it lines up fucking really nicely with equilibrium of the external range, right? It also lines up with the fair value gap after this important piece of price action. So this fair value gap's important as well because it respected this area. So after the sell side sweep and the trend shift, we're seeing price making a willingness to head up. This fair value gap isn't so important because we're now in a premium. So I'm looking for a range discount into the fair value gap at range discount that lines up with optimal trade entry range. Get what I'm saying, David, man? Well, I know you do. Hopefully everyone else kind of gets something out of that as well. I haven't looked at ETH, bro. We'll take a look at ETH now. I'll stop fucking dribbling. I just wanted to show you guys like why that specific area is important, or potentially important, and why it could be a significant area. Interesting. So this inverse lines up really fucking nicely with that with this fair value gap. No, you're not dribbling, bro. It helps me understand heaps, and I'm sure it helps everyone. Ah, sweet, man. I hope so. Yeah. I know like some of the words and the vocabulary can be a bit like, what the fuck are you talking about? But yeah, I try to explain it with visuals and in a way that everyone can understand. We've got a lot of built up liquidity resting above there. We'll head to ETH anyway. So ETH 15 minute. Oh no, have a look at ETH. My bias is currently bearish, dude. So, well, short-term bearish until we see a range discount or a potential range discount. Obviously, I can definitely be wrong, but I just feel like it's high probability of a continuation of the upside once we hit external and internal range discount. So, the chart I posted in Pro Alerts for the long alerted on the daily dealing range is important to me. Mate, those prices in right side look very faded. Can't see them on screen. Damn, that sucks. It could be the quality that I'm streaming at. Let me change the stream quality and let me know if it's any better. text and the background are both white. Nah, that's, yeah. I've got the text set to dark red and the lines black. The background's white, or like a dull white. Got you, that helps. Is that better? Yeah, sweet. Sorry, dude. So all good. I might jump off soonish anyway. I've had a big day. I want to wind down. Yeah, so we went over bias, we went over a couple of coins, we went over a few concepts. We can do another stream on Thursday. Might go over some more chart requests. That'll be the last day of the trading week for me. I'll do a scalping session on Friday as well. Yeah, I've got no time set for that, but I might organise a time with Jodes to just create an event for you guys, so you can keep track on the time if you want to attend. Ethereum, man, is its own beast right now. I'm not looking to get in on it, to be honest. I'm fucking still sad as hell that I missed this move by like $15 or some shit in our I think it was last week. So that's okay. This inverse is interesting. That would be a potential long trigger for me. But yeah, I'm not chasing the momentum right now. I'm not trying to chase the setup. So yeah, 0.62 lines up really well with equilibrium of that area. So see price tapped into this internal range EQ. We're obviously trading at a fucking premium and a half right now, so of the external range. So obviously we look to be targeting buy side. I'm pretty sure that's all-time high. Not positive. I can't. Oh no, it's not. Yeah, I was around during all-time high, but that's how bad my memory is. So yeah, I would definitely be looking for a retracement. That inverse looks significant, personally. Yeah, I'd be waiting for the inverse to be completely mitigated, and they would be my sort of entries if you wanted a swing setup, which is what you can get some high probability, high profit swing setups. So yeah, I'm gonna end the stream here just because I'm quite tired. Chill out. Hopefully you guys got a little bit out of it. We didn't cover a hell of a lot, but we definitely covered enough that hopefully you guys got something. Yeah, no worries, Ahmed. Happy to help. Thanks, boss. Yeah, cheers, Nick, dude. Fucking always good to have you here. You're definitely one of the more active members following along, and you definitely answer questions and show enthusiasm and a willingness to learn, and it'll carry you very far in this in trading if you keep that up. So all good, Gandalf, all good, everyone. Hopefully you guys got something out of that. And yeah, we'll end it here. I'll